Let's say you have sales reps in 6 different towns, and you want leads to be delivered specifically to the agents that reside in the lead's location. If the lead says he or she is from New York, send an email to the New York team. If the lead is from Chicago, you would probably want to automatically send the Chicago lead to the Chicago team, and so forth. This would require more than a yes-no rule. Luckily, ContactUs.com offers parent rules. The combination of child and parent rules allow for complex processing rules without the PhD in computer science. Parent rules let you create complex actions. You can assign a parent rule to any rule you're creating. When you add a parent rule to the rule you're creating, you're also turning the rule you're creating into a child rule. This makes ContactUs.com incredibly versatile because you can create combinations of rules. Following our earlier example, you could use parent and child rules to tell ContactUs where to send custom emails based on the location of the lead. If from New York City to the New York City team, if from Chicago to the Chicago team, and well, you get the point. You see, the way parent and child rules work is simple. If you set a parent rule, you basically are telling ContactUs that the actions of the rule you are creating will only happen when the parent rule applies. Now let's go over what would actually happen. A new lead submits a form. ContactUs checks if a parent rule gets activated. If it does, then ContactUs checks if the child rule turns out to be true, and if that happens, then the action happens for that child rule. If it doesn't happen, nothing happens. Let's pretend you have created a form called GetQuote form, and that you want to automatically send SMS messages to a sales rep if the lead comes in through your brand new GetQuote form, but only if the lead says that he or she is ready to buy as soon as possible. When the new lead submits the form, the parent rule will make sure that the form by which the lead came through was the GetQuote form. If it is the GetQuote form, the child rule comes into play. The child rule will check if the lead selected ASAP as an answer for the question, when are you thinking about buying? If ASAP is selected, then the SMS message is sent to the specific mobile number. This way you have a strong trigger to call their hottest leads ASAP. At the same time, you could also create a new rule and tell that rule that its parent rule is the rule that sends an SMS message. So every time the rule that sends an SMS message is activated, the new lead will also be marked as an important lead. So let's review. Parent rules let you create complex actions. You can assign a parent rule to any rule you're creating. When you add a parent rule to the rule you're creating, you're also turning the rule you're creating into a child rule. You can find the lead processing options under the Marketing tab in Paid Accounts. As you can see, it has all of the requirements to create both simple and complex rules. The top part includes the rule name, something that's especially important to keep things simple and avoid getting confused. Then you have the parent rule selector. The next group of fields are the ones where you build the logical statements or the conditions that will activate the rule. The first part is the parameter. It's the lead data field that will serve as criteria. The second part is the logic, the one that will set the range of the rule, such as contains, is bigger than, is equal to, and so on and so forth. The final group of fields is to define the actions. You can choose an action when the conditional statement turns out to be true, and you can set a separate action when the conditional statement turns out to be false. Parent rules don't need to have any action set. Child rules can operate with only one action, for either true or false.